It's time to start talking about forecasting for next year. We're looking at the 2024-2025 school year, and you'll be referred to as rising 11th graders moving forward because that's the grade we are planning for next year. So we're going to go over the materials and topics we're going to cover today, and you have time to start working on your course selections as soon as we go over some instructions first. So to start off with, the handbook is going to be online. We're using that format so we can make changes if we had any additions or deletions. So it's going to be kept current. So make sure you'll have links, multiple different forms there. And then you're going to receive your forecasting sheet and your transcript today. Just remember your transcript is a confidential document that is solely yours. We want to make sure you hang on to those, and we'll go over that, how to interpret both of those forms here shortly. We're going to go over the timeline for how long you have to work on forecasting, why you need to involve adults in these conversations, including people at home, people at school, walk through how to pick your courses, talk about new pathways, as well as let everybody know you're going to get an opportunity to talk with your counselor. So sit tight. We're going to get with every student and make sure that they can ask questions and go through their appropriate planning and work towards their goals. So when you get your transcript today, or you may already have it in your hands, please make sure you staple the forecasting sheet and your transcript together. Those are really helpful for referencing back as we're talking through your materials, as well as when we're trying to build your actual schedule and make sure we have everything that you need. So please make sure we don't have to duplicate multiple printings of those transcripts. So keep those together, please. And remember that your transcript is confidential. You don't have to share that with anybody else. So hang on to that. Don't feel like you need to show it to your neighbor or anybody else. And they are also available in your Student View account under documents. So a lot of people want to keep that paper copy, but you have them electronically available to you all the time. The link for the handbook is found here. Again, we'll be updating it periodically. And then just some new things in the handbook to consider. And we'll go over the handbook a little more in a bit. But just if you want to take some notes, there are new pathways to help you select some courses that can help with interests and intentional career paths. And those are found throughout the curriculum handbook, and they are within each department. So if you're looking through each subject area, you'll see it's a nice digital format of courses that you can take working toward an interest area. And you can utilize your youth science feedback for that too, which is exciting. So take advantage of that opportunity. And then dual credit, just a reminder that there are lots of courses at our school where you can earn both high school credit and college credit at the same time. Those can be found on page 16. There's a nice table there and shows you the universities and community college that we work with there. And then notes on if you want to be on the honors track of your core content classes and some electives as well. That information can be found on page 13. So the timeline is you get your information today, and then you have a week to go ahead and review, select, and talk with adults. We want to turn them in next week on the 17th and turn those in again, those sheets together, staple, please. And you're going to get an opportunity to start meeting with counselors that next following week. So if you are ready to go and you're upperclassmen, you want to drop those off in the counseling center, we can follow up with as many as we can until we start meeting with, we will start by class with rising seniors and then progress through juniors and sophomores. So you guys will be right in the middle, meeting with counselors and talking through your course options and answering any questions that you have if you couldn't find the information in the handbook. Why we want to involve folks at home. There is a sign-off sheet on the front. We'll cover that in a second again, but want to make sure you understand there's multiple reasons why we want to include adults at home. They are equally invested in your future. They want to hear what your goals are and understand why you're picking the courses that you are. And they may have suggestions based off what they see of your skills and areas of growth. We want to make sure that they understand what the class's demand is going to be, so they understand that you're challenging yourself to the right level, and it's something you can balance. And also, oftentimes when we share our goals and interests with others, it increases our motivation, so it helps with that pathway selection as well. So pathways, just to get a brief overview of that, they're a tool to help you guide you through your elective and your course selections. And there's lots of reasons to consider these options, and it really can have an impact on your future, such as it could be a recognition that you receive at graduation time. There are industry incentives. So things like your apprenticeship applications, you can receive a higher ranking on those. You could already have some training that could incentivize your income or your salary. they could help with things like scholarships or internships and opportunities that you might have based on the experience that you've earned. So that experience you're getting in these classes, which you may not have considered, could apply to what you want to do after high school. And it could really give you a sense of, does this area of interest for you gel well? And if it's something that you could do, you could see yourself doing for a work week as an adult. So it's an opportunity to just try some things on. It also is a way for you, low risk and practically no cost or no cost, to try on some things and figure out if they're a good fit or not, rather than when it's going to cost you both time and money. So as you're looking through this, just consider it a way to invest in yourself and start looking towards your future. And just consider that doing a pathway could save you time, training, and money as you're exploring options for after you graduate. And then another note on the honors diploma, if that's something that you have interest in, the top rank of your class as a valedictorian and salutatorian, and those are recognized at graduation, and as well as students that want to take advanced track classes. It's a minimum 3.3 GPA, and there's a whole array of advanced courses, most impactful for junior and senior year. So start looking at that. It's on page 13 of your handbook, so check that out. So course selections, we really want to encourage you utilize the handbook. Just the title of the course isn't giving you very much information, but the course handbook is available for a reason there to help illustrate what the courses are about, what they're going to cover, what their goals are, and the application in that career area or that subject area. So make sure you understand there's a progression of lots of courses, and so you want to make sure you're on the right track. So check that. As you're filling out all of your choices in your electives and your alternates, you want to prioritize. So the top choices are number one, and then progressing down. We'll talk through how to read your transcript to make sure that you're choosing courses that you need, as well as things that you are interested in addition. And then make sure you're paying attention when you need to get approval or applications. And those will be referenced on your forecasting sheet as well. So first off, we're going to go through your transcripts, an example of a transcript. So this is going to show you each trimester. So these are from your 9th grade year. First, second, and third trimester. It'll show the credits attempted and the credit or completed and your GPA throughout that first freshman year. And then moving into sophomore year, first trimester, second trimester, and then you're in progress with third trimester. So those are just work in progress, and they're not posted. They won't be final until June. Transcripts also notate your attendance. So you can see here how many days you were enrolled in school and how many you attended. So it shows you your absences here. And then over here, this is the top right-hand corner of towards the top of your transcript. And this is showing you the credit requirements for your diploma, which is 26 credits, the breakdown, how many you have completed. And this includes the work in progress, what you are currently taking. So in order for those to count towards your required credits and completion, passing grades, and then that'll change the total of this here in addition to your third trimester. And then it will show the far right column is what you have left before you get to graduation. So just an example of what a transcript looks like and how to read that. And then it will show you, just to go over the breakdown real quick, applied arts are anything in our performing arts, visual arts, business courses, and world language. So those all fit in there. It's a broad category. You need 4 of those classes. Personal finance you'll take as a senior. General electives can be anything above required courses. So if you fulfill 2 of your PE classes or additional technology, whatnot, those fall into this elective category. Everybody needs a year's worth of credit there. Everybody takes health, both sophomore and junior year. So that's a full credit there. Language arts every single year. You're moving into the spot now where you get to choose your language arts class. We'll go over that in a minute. Math, you stay on your progression. So there's a flow chart in the handbook showing you where to go. You can also need to consult and get a sign off from your either current or prior trimester math teacher to make sure you're in the right placement for math. And then PE, you ought to have taken a class last year and then either taking one now or take one in the next 2 years. So you need 2 PE classes for your diploma, 3 credits of science. For graduation, most of you should have at least 1.5 now or work in progress, and then working towards the remaining credits you get to choose. And then social studies is freshman, sophomore. You should be finishing that up now, and then 1 more additional credit you can choose to take AP US History this next year or wait till senior year and take social studies 3. So we'll go over that option later. And then technology, 2 classes there. So your forecasting sheet looks like this. It's green. Make sure you get, it already has your name on it. You're good there. Language arts, these are the core classes. So it's going to show you that you need to select an English course. If you need you need a signature for this Advanced American Lit course, and you want to put your first choice and your second choice. Sometimes with the junior, senior elective English classes, you get to choose them, is what I mean by elective. You choose them, but we want to make sure we put a first and second choice because sometimes they do get full. And we want to give seniors priority because it's our last chance. And so sometimes juniors will get their second choice, but please make sure you mark that. Otherwise, counselors will have to pick for you. So we want to know your number one choice and your number two choice. Then everybody will take Health 2. Math, again, you're referring to the flow chart from your the handbook and also checking in with your math teacher to see their recommendation. Do get a sign off from that. And then in science, here's the course offerings, and you can fit in there, see which one fits. Again, checking the handbook for course descriptions here. And you can also consult with current or prior science teachers. Encourage you to do that. And in social studies, again, this is a choice for you. If you are on that advanced honors track, or you just really enjoy social studies and you have the grades to qualify, go ahead. Mr. Lopez is the instructor for this course. So make sure if you need his signature to take it. So pop by and see him outside of class time to get that signature. If you want to take this, it's not a requirement, but it does replace Social Studies 3. For those of you that want to take it, then you would just you would fulfill your requirement for next year. Okay. Then we get down to the electives. So you're going to add up the courses you chose above and trying to get to 15 here. So you're going to have a variable number. This is going to depend on what you choose for yourself. Again, your top choice is number 1. Check the trimesters. So just keep in mind there are several business classes as well as performing arts and world language that need multiple trimesters. So make sure you're notating how many trimesters that course is so you don't fill this with too many classes. Again, we're trying to get to 15. Priority order. And then just in case there's conflict, sometimes elective courses are bumping up against core classes, or certain classes will be offered only one time and they're offered in the same period. So we need to have backups in case that happens for you. And we want to make sure there's something that you choose, not something that a counselor has to choose for you. So please fill out the elective alternatives as well. We want those filled out completely. So all 6 here. And then just understand we are trying to get your student interest from the whole school, what you want for the entire year. And that allows us to plan and make sure there's enough sections and enough teachers in each course content area so that we aren't shuffling and changing as the year goes on. We want things to be ready to go for the entire year, planned for you based off of what you're interested in. So please take this process seriously, put in time, commit to yourself, and understand that you chose these courses. No one just dropped you into classes. And so pick what's interesting to you, and then make sure you understand that means that you're in the classes you asked for. So you sign off and the parent signs off as well. So the back sheet, here's all the courses that you are eligible to take as a junior, and they're categorized by department. And again, descriptions are all in the handbook. Please use the handbook, and please don't choose course selections based off of peers and friends and partners. You want to pick what's interesting for you and recognize that multiple classes have multiple sections. There's no guarantee you're going to be in classes together. So please make sure that you're making personal investment requests. And then you want to start with pencil. You want to put them in priority order, again, referencing the curriculum handbook. You're using this to help guide you, but you can check out assign numbers to your priority ones and then flip it on the other side and record them. Erasures could be necessary, so make sure that you're using pencil, please. And then just a quick note for those of you that are in English language development courses and things like Learning Lab, check with your case manager and make sure you're going to maintain those courses, and they do count as your electives, so you want to make sure those end up on your forecasting sheet as well. Okay, the bottom here, we want to make sure you check any box that applies to you. These are things that we will also cover when you're meeting with your counselors. If you have interest in an honors diploma, if you're considering a pathway or 2, again, those are in the handbook as well. And then if you're looking at a 4-year college of any kind, making sure you know there's requirements for that. And they do include world language. You need 2 years of the same language. And so just make sure that you realize that that is something that is not a graduation requirement, but it is a 4-year university or college requirement. And then finally, there's a box for if you're interested in continuing in athletics post-high school. There's a process to go through that, making sure you know what those are. Again, those are both in the curriculum handbook. And then if you have any questions, your family has any questions, we'll make sure that you get them written down so you don't forget. And then as we circle back, you'll be our second class that we follow up with. We'll answer those questions as we meet. So please use this space or attach any questions that you have right in your transcript if you need to. We'll make sure we cover those when we meet with you. Okay. All right. So you have a handbook online. Again, there's the link there. We'll try and send it in an email as well. And then just make sure that you are utilizing time to get the necessary signatures. So that includes whoever's your guardian at home, as well as staff that need approval. Again, you can consult with staff, asking them questions about courses they have taught or interest in pathways throughout their department. We do really want to enforce do not interrupt them while they are teaching. So your job is in the next week to catch them outside of class time. So between classes, at the end of class, if they're your current teacher, when they're not instructing, before and after school are times to do that. So please do not ask to leave class to find a teacher. Do not interrupt a teacher that is teaching. So make sure you're doing that outside again and get those sign-offs. And then next Wednesday, you'll turn them in. So turn in your forecasting sheet attached to your forecasting or transcript and forecasting sheet together, So that is our process. So excited to get ready for next year. Remember that these, again, take this very seriously because this is determining how many sections we offer, trying to make sure we're getting you what you want and need. So please take time to do this and take it and maturely look at courses that you're interested in. Give yourself as much opportunity as possible. And then we will meet and circle back as counselors with you in the next